Hello everyone, today we're going to be starting a new series on the channel. I'm going to be building these seaside buildings that are all shops. They are all community lots, and one thing that I did was that each of these lots is complete as what it's supposed to be, except for the middle one. That one's just like for show, but that one's one of my favorites. And so I'm going to be building today a cafe here in this like street area, and I am really happy with how this one turned out. The cafe I think is particularly cute. When I built this, I really wanted to use lots of pastels and all of these really cute colors, but I also wanted it to look kind of trendy. And I think I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I'm not sure how trendy of a person I am, but at least this was the aesthetic that I was going for, so you can let me know if you think I achieved it, if it is trendy or if it isn't. But for now we are just working on the outside of these buildings, and we are working on the roofing. I wanted each of these to be different. I wanted them to look like they would be next to each other, but different enough. So one of these has a glass building and the other one has this really interestingly shaped building. I don't normally build stuff like this one. I don't normally build stuff with roofs like this one, but I think it worked out really well. I used this, oh god, I forgot what it's called, but it's one of those. The roof texture that I picked was this one from Eco Lifestyle, and it actually is solar, and it will make it so that your lot is going to produce energy. But now we're working on the outside of this cafe. I just added an awning on top of this door from Discover University. I really like this color of this stuff that I used here. It's all from Discover University here in the downstairs. And also this wall that has just this like window collage. I don't really know what to call it, but I think it just worked really well, and it made me very happy to have it. And I also used some of the windows from Cats and Dogs, and those are some of my favorite windows, and I think they worked really well. But now we're working on this other building here on the edge of the lot, and I decided this is going to be a library. So it's one of those things that if you would rather have this as a library instead of a cafe, you can. So even if you do not have cafes or you do not want to have a cafe, you can just have that building be for show and use it as a library. I made sure that it fit all the requirements for it. So here I am thinking this middle building is going to have a back door, and I think that in the end it doesn't have one. But at this point I was thinking that, and also decided to decorate the side of the library with graffiti and build posters, as well as this ad for something. I will change the swatch on that object later. But now we are just going to be concentrating on the cafe, and I decided to have some outdoor seating as well as a menu. And I do add a fence here to enclose it a bit further and make this space more defined. I wanted this to have sort of a pink and green color scheme, so I went for these tables and these chairs, and I also decided to have these city living picnic tables with these flower swatches. I think those are the ones that are used in the Romance Festival, but I think they fit the theme here really well because I wanted this to have all the plants. I wanted to use as many objects from the Blooming Rooms kit as I could. When I built this, which was a while ago actually, I had just gotten that pack, so I was very excited to make a plant cafe. The idea of it made me very happy. So this upstairs area is going to be lofted and have these small chairs, and later a small area for working away from the office or from home. So I did add some laptops there, so if you wanted to, you can just use those laptops and pretend they are yours, or you can just bring your own laptop. But here we are outside for a while, and I decided to have a small like marketplace area. I included this coffee stand that looks like it's mobile, as well as these tables from City Living and from Eco Lifestyle. And I decided that I wanted this area to also be closed off in the back for the cafe. And I used these planters from City Living. They have these tiles on them and they are so pretty. I really like this item, I just don't really know how to use it most of the time, but here I think it worked really well. And I cut out some of this footage because it was a bit repetitive, just me placing these planters and this with the grass and the trees, but I really liked how it came out in the end. And we're now going to be working inside the cafe for a while. I decided to have the coffee bar right next to the entrance, and I also included a mini fridge next to it, as well as this fence and gate, because I wanted this to be just accessible to the employees working here in the cafe. because I did add some more stuff in there, and also the fridge I didn't want seems to be picking stuff from it to cook everywhere, because I've had that happen in some of my community lots. But I am just adding some more decorations and sectioning off an area for a bathroom. I changed this bathroom's size and layout later, but for now it's just going to be this really skinny bathroom. And what I did with it in the end I really liked, because I didn't want it to be so long and I couldn't get it to work with it just being 2 tiles wide. But that's going to happen towards the end of this build. For now it's just it's going to look cute, but it's not going to be functional. But I decided that I wanted to add this really big plant decoration from the Blooming Rooms kit. I felt that like it would go really well here under the stairs, and it allowed me to have these paintings on top of it, so that it looks like a more defined space, and also it follows the diagonal of the stairs. And I also decided to have a shelf underneath them, so that they didn't look like they were floating. And also I made this little plant nook underneath the stairs. It is still functional. It kind of amazes me that it is, because I added every plant that I felt matched this aesthetic. But it made me very happy to have this area here. I think it's just really charming, and it might be a nightmare to water and to make sure that dust doesn't get in here, but it's The Sims, so as long as you do not have dust in your game, it's going to be fine. And so I decided to go outside for a bit and add some more plants here. And I really like how these plants from Eco Lifestyle have these like concrete pots, and they match these ones from Get Together that I also added up front. And now we're just upstairs here in the terrace, just adding more plants, because this space just has all the plants. And I decided that the market area should have some sort of roofing, and so I went with these ones from Get Together. I tried to use the one from Eco Lifestyle. I think it is very pretty, but I didn't feel like it fit this space. So instead I made this sort of tunnel, and I arranged these tables in front of some of these things for, I don't know what they're called, but here the things that where you can sell your paintings. And I also made like a little busker area here. I went in later and added some fairy lights to these roofing structures, whatever they're called, and some more plant lamps, the ones that come with the Blooming Rooms kit. And now I have made an outdoor area for this cafe. I used a slightly different color scheme, but I still went with white and green. I did change some of those swatches later, so that some of these tables are white, but that's the general idea for it. And now we're working upstairs on that little office corner, and just adding a lamp and everything there. And I decided that I wanted some seating that looked a bit more comfortable, since those metal chairs don't look super comfy. And so I decided to have a couch, and next to it I wanted some bookshelves. And I felt like this was the perfect opportunity to use that tray with a candle from Paranormal that has the teapot and the small like teacups. It is like just so cute, and now I'm jumping around a bit, just adding some more decorations, some mugs, and making sure that this space looks like it has all kinds of stuff. Like you can read here, and you can also just talk to people and just make it very cozy. And I also decided to use those lamps from the Blooming Rooms kit, the ones that hang from the ceiling, because they not only did I want to have every object from this kit, I think I managed it, but I'm not sure, but it also matches these desk lamps from the Book Nook kit, because they have this similar shape, and I think they went really well together. Also the color scheme was perfect with those. And now we're working on the coffee area of this place. I decided to have some more shelving here so that I could have some mugs and make these wall decorations look a bit more intentional and less weird. And I also decided that I wanted to have a counter so that I could add a dishwasher. And overall, I am very happy with how this area came out. It looks... I mean, I did combine some of these objects and some of them clip, but I feel like it looked like it worked here in this space. And like this area has a ton of storage for all the tea and the coffee and everything that they sell. And now we are just working on this seating area for a while, adding some more rugs to this space and just making sure that it's finished. I also decided that the upstairs didn't have enough plants, so I added some of these hanging plants from the Nifty Knitting stuff pack. And it was so useful that they have all these different heights, and so I arranged them as if they were hanging from the ceiling, and then I added a shelf so that it looked like they weren't just floating. And that also made me think that I needed a bit of a different roof shape, so I added those metal areas so that the building next door didn't clip weird. And now we're outside just adding some candles to these tables. And by now I was playtesting this and realizing that the bathroom didn't work, so apologies, there's a ton of seams everywhere in this space. But I decided that I was just going to have the toilet inside these walls and to have the sink outside, and I just used these dividers from Nickel Lifestyle and a wall so that it would have some privacy and separation with the rest of the space. And that's, I think, mostly it. Well, I am just adding some more seating here because it felt like it was a bit empty. I kind of struggle with buildings having like empty spaces. It makes me uncomfortable. I feel like they are awkward, but they are probably realistic, or at least they would be more functional. But anyway, I decided to have some fairy lights here and some outdoor lighting here on the terrace as well as out front. I decided to raise up these lights from Get Together, and I think it works really well here with the fence. And so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do come back so that you can watch the next release in the series, and I will see you next time.